Hello guys, Barbarian Guide.
Still kicking, eh? What'll it be?
Barbarian, very useful against
First
many
time I
enemies,
hear all the time
uses
that
rage
work.
as resource, he has a lot of crowd control, he crits a lot, he deals tons of damage with very powerful attacks, and wears light or medium armor. Let's make one. Best choices for a Barbarian, depending on their subclass, are Human, Dwarf, or Aumua. So, let's say we make Aumua Barbarian. We'll explain multi-class first, single class. Pick Barbarian. See next. No subclass, Berserker, Corpse Eater, and Mage Slayer are the subclasses. We start with a Berserker. Berserkers. Great choices for a Berserker are Human and Aumua. What can I say about them? They deal most damage out of all subclasses. They crit a lot, in other words, but penalties, they get confused when they're frenzied. While they're frenzied, they deal tons of damage, but they can turn on your own party members. So this subclass is for experienced players. I like it a lot, to be honest, and I do recommend this. It's a great subclass. Multiclassing Berserker, the best way for a Berserker Barbarian is to go with a Cipher in multiclass. The reason is very simple, you deal even more damage. Corpse Eater, like it says here, you eat enemies to restore health. That's about it with Corpse Eater. Very bad penalty there with all rage abilities increased in cost by 1. I wouldn't recommend Corpse Eater at all. If you want to go with a Corpse Eater and multi-class a Corpse Eater, best way to go is with Chanter, Cipher, and Fighter. If you go Corpse Eater, Chanter, Barbarian, then you'll gain buffs from Chanter. If you go Corpse Eater, Cipher, by Barbarian, you'll gain damage and crowd control. If you go Corpse Eater, Fighter, Barbarian, you'll gain Endurance. In other words, you'll be more tanky, you'll die less, you'll heal over time because of Fighter passive abilities. Best race for Corpse Eater is Dwarf. Mage Slayer. Mage Slayer, as it says here, they can interrupt enemies with attacks. Mages hit very hard in Pillars of Eternity 2, and you want to interrupt them while they're casting spells. Yeah, so the best way to go is with a Mage Slayer. Good multi-classes for Mage Slayer are Cipher and Ranger. Cipher to buff yourself and to gain even more damage. Ranger to get Animal Companion. Best class for Mage Slayer is Dwarf or Aumua. No subclass is recommended for all the beginners, and it's good to go with Human, Dwarf, Aumua, it doesn't matter. You gain no penalties out of it, and I would highly recommend no subclass for every new player. Let's go and level up something. Frenzy is great skill for Berserker. What I picked here, no subclass. We're gonna pick Berserker. Frenzy is great. We take Frenzy. Now, depending on your subclasses, attributes for Barbarians, whether they are Berserkers, Corpse Eater, Mage Slayer, or no subclass Barbarian, the most important stat is, of course, Might. The more Might you have, the more damage you deal, the more you heal. Yeah. Now, after Might, next in line is Constitution. You need health to stay alive. And after Constitution, Resolve. That's what I would pick for a Barbarian. with Berserker. This is the most important. With Corpse Eater, he only needs Might and Constitution, so in other words, we remove Resolve, gain this too, and this would be Barbarian Corpse Eater. If you want to go with Barbarian Mage Slayer, it stays like this, same as with Corpse Eater. No subclass. No subclass. I would do something like this with no subclass Barbarian, especially for new players. Dexterity to gain more action speed, some intellect for more area of effect, and we stick with Might and Constitution here. Resolve is also very good. Barbarians actually need all 6 attributes, to be honest, but you'll gain them through items and through levels, so don't worry about it. This is for no subclass. We're gonna stick with our Berserker, yeah, and this is what we said we'd do with Berserker. Culture, we need Might, Resolve, or Constitution, so everything is good, but the Living Lands, I think it's the best thing for a Berserker. Background, let's be honest, Barbarians profit most out of athletics, so you either pick Laborer or you pick Mercenary. It's your choice. I would pick Mercenary over Laborer. Why? Very simple, you gain 3 here, here you gain only 2, so pick Mercenary. Weapon of choice. Barbarians can use a lot of weapons. You can go one-handed weapon, you can go with two-handed weapon, you can go with shield and weapon, you can dual wield. And what I recommend is dual wielding battle axes, because battle axes crit plus 20% crit damage, and that's what I would recommend. Battle axes, warhammers, regular swords, maces, and clubs, if you want to dual wield. If you don't want to dual wield, then my recommendation is probably Poleaxe, Morningstar, Greatsword, or Estak. But let's say we want to dual wield, we take Battle Axe, take a Warhammer. Yeah, next. This doesn't matter, we need to level up, and I need to show you what to level. Yeah. So let's level up our Barbarian. First things first, as I said, athletics, most important thing for Barbarian. After that, intimidate. That's about it. It's simple as that. Whenever you level up, athletics, intimidate. Athletics, intimidate. You can't go wrong with it. Next. Ability 3. Active abilities and passive abilities. Both are very important for Barbarian. But first thing we'll do is probably Blooded. The less health you have, the more damage you deal. So go with Blooded. Next. Again, Athletics, Intimidate. Next. We take definitely Barbaric Blow. It's a very good spell. Just fucking take it. Do not ask why. Use it. None fucking stop. Here we take Dual Wielding. 2-weapon style. They call it 2-weapon style. Dual wield. Because of the recovery time, you'll hit faster. And after that, it's all your choice. But stick to this part for the beginning, because this is the guide for the beginners. Yeah, that's about it for the Barbarian. What else can I say about him? I need to remind you, use light or medium armors, but mostly light armor. The reason is very simple. Recovery time on light armor, you'll hit way more faster. Your attack speed will be faster, and you want to use that. For crowd control, Barbaric Yell is also very nice, because you can shake them, fear them, stun them, do a lot of different things if you lack crowd control on your party. If you have a good party, if you have a lot of CC, you know, if you have a lot of stuns, fears, similar things, you might want to skip Barbaric Yell and go with something else like Enhanced Frenzy. you know, here. You can enhance Spirit Frenzy or Blood Frenzy. Blood Frenzy, critical hits will bleed targets for raw damage, so enhanced version, even more damage. And this one, the one that I like a lot, Spirit Frenzy, will stagger foes. It's a very good crowd control with raw damage while you're frenzied. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next one.